what resonates with your audience. But for the most part, it's been like a living portfolio.
Not just your number of followers, but actually the level of engagement and the level of reposting. So the value, the quality rather than the quantity.
An old coach of mine used to say, when the rule book changes, learn the new rule book and play the game to win.
Let's talk about 1 to 3 things that worked really well to achieve growth. And how long did it take you to get to 30K followers?
It was intentionally engaging with my peers, creating that authentic connection. I was doing business development for a web and marketing firms, web development, social media, SEO. Why not do it myself? So creating that authentic content of the story that I was going through as a sales and marketing person, and then testing different formats and seeing what's working. Back when we first started, you could post a picture, you could do just text and content. That stuff does not work and it does not engage anymore. Several times a day sometimes, or several times a week. You just have to figure out your cadence, what works with your schedule, and what resonates with your audience, I think. So I've been creating my own posts since the beginning. Occasionally I've used Fiverr and Upwork for some video creation, some graphic design, but for the most part, it's been a living brand of what I offer to my clients. So it's like a living portfolio.
Joe, how about you? What can you share with the audience? What worked well for you?
Yeah, it was a relatively short period of time. As I mentioned earlier, it was about 3 years, but you're right. And I was intentional, and I had help from people who were better and smarter than me and were able to help me focus, to prioritize. 3 things I'll share. Number 1, learn the rules. Number 2, be adaptive. And number 3, be consistent. So the rules, there's an algorithm, there's a process, there's a space that we're in LinkedIn. 1.2 billion accounts, about 1.5 million that are actually active every day. And we are in an attention environment. So understand what the rules are, what the permissions are, how many people you can send a request to. If you're on LinkedIn Premium, what can you do differently than if you're on LinkedIn Basic? If you're using Sales Navigator, again, learn the rules. And then number 2, adapt as they change. I am not a tech person, but I know that I think the LinkedIn algorithm changes at least once or twice a year. Articles will come out about it. Organizations will come out and talk about that. And as those rules change, adapt. An old coach of mine used to say, when the rule book changes, learn the new rule book and play the game to win. Now, this isn't a game, it's our focus and our mission and what we're doing, but that analogy, I think, is relevant. And then be consistent. Stick to who you are and talk about what you love and write about what you love, and that will shine through. So learn the rules, be adaptive, and be consistent. And hey, it's a lot of fun.
Nivan, tell us what worked for you. How long did it take you to get to 30K?
Yeah, actually, I don't know, Mary. I think the thing that really got my attention was suddenly getting this email out of the blue from LinkedIn, oh, you're a top voice. How did that happen? How fabulous. And actually, to me, that's more of an achievement than the number of followers, because there's something about that is almost a seal of approval, a badge of credibility that I quite value, because that's a function of not just your number of followers, but actually the level of engagement and the level of reposting. So the value, the quality rather than the quantity. So sadly, I don't actually know. And like I say, once I got the blue badge, I was like, wow, this is fabulous. But I think in terms of the 3 steps, to just expand on what Joe said, so the rules, the things that I've told people, and let's use this platform to be explicit about some of those rules that people have found really helpful. I've mentioned the first one, like your own post. Cringe, but just do it. Nobody's noticing that you're laughing at your own jokes, liking your own comment. So the 3 important rules: post at roughly the same time every day, because then people expect your post. I roughly post at about 7 a.m. South African time. We're very early risers in this country. And then I've got a lot of people in India and Australia. And so they see the post, it starts to get some traction, and then it carries on through the day. So I roughly post at the same time. Like that post, put in a comment after 10 minutes. And like that comment, and put in another comment after 20 minutes and like that comment. The quicker you get the momentum, the better. And then the third thing is, don't put URLs. It's something that people don't know, but don't put your URLs or any URL into a post. So I was playing around with it. And so even if the URL keeps you in LinkedIn, don't put it in until 20 minutes have passed, and then put it in the comment or edit your post. And that's why you'll often see posts with people saying link in the comments below. You're like, just put the link in the post. Well, that's why they don't.